How did a young orphan become one of the most respected names in Japanese history? Imagine 17th century feudal Japan, warring clans and legendary warriors. It is in this scenario that Miyamoto Musashi appears, a name that would echo for generations. Born in 1584 in Harima Province, Musashi faced challenges from an early age. Orphaned by his mother and abandoned by his father, he was raised by relatives and learned early the value of resilience. At a young age, Musashi participated in his first duel at the age of 13, defeating an experienced samurai. This was the beginning of his journey as a warrior without master, a ronin. In his youth, Musashi was marked by his physical strength and endurance. He was able to fight for hours, overcoming physical and emotional adversities. His approach to combat was not only technical, but also spiritual. He believed in the need to be in harmony with himself and the universe. At the time, Japan was in full transformation, with clan conflicts and the rise of Tokugawa Ieyasu and his right-hand Hattori Hanzo. Musashi wandered the country, seeking to perfect himself. His next great battle was in Sekigahara, where he fought on the defeated side. Survivor, he decided to abandon loyalty to the clans and follow a lonely path. Musashi excelled in developing the Nitan Ichiryu technique, the style of the two swords, which would become his trademark and a legacy for future generations. In his pilgrimage, he participated in more than 60 duels, never being defeated. Each victory consolidated his reputation as the greatest swordsman in Japan. During this period, Musashi was about to face one of the biggest and most notorious swordsmen of the time. Sasaki Kojiro, known for his swallow style, challenged Musashi to a deadly duel. Musashi used his intelligence, arriving late to the duel to destabilize Kojiro. He won with a bokken made of ore, proving his skill and cunning. The fight took place on the island of Ganryujima and ended in a strategic victory for Musashi. After this duel, Musashi devoted himself to reflection and art. He wrote the famous Book of Five Rings, a guide on strategy and philosophy. During his pilgrimage, he interacted with monks, artists, and other swordsmen, absorbing knowledge that went beyond the sword. Despite his fame as a warrior, he valued harmony and balance, believing that true strength came from the mind and spirit. Each duel of Musashi was unique, and he adapted his approach as the opponent. His creativity was as lethal as his sword skill. Among his most notorious opponents were experienced samurai and renowned strategists. With each victory, his legend grew, spreading throughout Japan. Musashi faced every fight as an opportunity to learn. He believed that defeating the opponent began in the mind, even before wielding the sword. In addition to the duels, Musashi also participated in group fights, where his leadership and tactics were crucial to survive and win. He never fought only for fame or glory, but for the relentless pursuit of personal improvement. His philosophy was to live by the sword and die by the sword. During his years as a ronin, he visited several schools of sword, testing their styles and honing their unique techniques. His battles with teachers from other schools shaped his philosophy that there was no single path to perfection. One of his most remarkable feats was to defeat multiple opponents at once, using both his strength and his intelligence. He believed that true victory was not only in defeating the enemy, but in conquering himself and overcoming his own limits. In addition to his skill with the sword, Musashi was known for his humility. He refused titles and privileges, focusing only on his personal path. Even after so many victories, Musashi never stopped learning. He said that the path of the warrior was an endless journey of improvement. Over the years, his search was no longer for victory over others, but for the achievement of true mastery and inner peace. Musashi, now in his later years, focused on documenting his techniques and philosophies, ensuring that his legacy would endure. His retirement in the final years was a period of deep introspection, where he reflected on his choices and the impact of his life. Although away from the world, his fame continued to grow, with disciples and curious looking to learn from him. He continued to inspire through his simplicity and depth, teaching that true power comes from balance. When he felt his life was coming to an end, Musashi wrote the Dokodo, The Way of Loneliness, a summary of his principles. After all of Musashi's journey, his philosophy and skills continue to resonate to this day. His legacy is not only about his victories in the battles, but also about how he sees life and inspires thousands of people to this day.